What if the life you're living right now is not being shaped by your circumstances, but by your thoughts? Think about that for a moment. Every success you admire, every confident person you respect, every individual who seems to have control over their destiny, what if their greatest advantage wasn't luck, talent, connections, or even opportunity? What if it was something much deeper? What if it was the ability to master their own mind? Most people spend their entire lives trying to change what's happening around them. They want better jobs, better relationships, better finances, better health. But they ignore the one place where every transformation truly begins: their thinking. Your mind is the control center of your life. The thoughts you repeat become the beliefs you carry. The beliefs you carry become the actions you take. And the actions you take create the results you live with. That means if you're unhappy with your results, the first place to look is not outside, it's inside. The truth is, your greatest enemy is often not failure, rejection, or lack of resources. It's undisciplined thinking, negative thoughts, doubt, fear, excuses, limiting beliefs. These silent mental habits quietly shape your future without your permission. But here's the good news. The moment you learn to control your thoughts, you begin to control your destiny. In today's powerful lesson inspired by Jim Rohn's timeless wisdom, you'll discover the principles that can completely transform your mindset and ultimately your life. Stay with me until the end, because lesson number 5 may completely change the way you see yourself forever. Lesson 1. Thoughts become reality. The genesis of every human achievement, whether it is a sprawling skyscraper, a revolutionary piece of software, or a personal transformation, is a single, solitary thought. We often treat our internal monologue as a passive commentary on life, but in reality, it is the architect of our future. When we understand that everything visible was once invisible, we begin to respect the power of the mind as the primary engine of creation. A blueprint is not just a piece of paper. It is the physical manifestation of a mental conquest over a problem. Similarly, your life is a three-dimensional projection of the concepts you hold most dear. If you do not consciously choose the thoughts that occupy your headspace, you are essentially leaving the steering wheel of your life to chance and external influence. Consider the metaphor of the mind as fertile soil. This is not just a poetic sentiment. It is a fundamental psychological law. Soil does not care what you plant in it. It only cares about the quality of the seed and the consistency of the care. If you plant nightshade, it will produce poison with the same efficiency as if you had planted corn to produce food. If your mind is saturated with the belief that you are not good enough, or that the world is out to get you, your subconscious will work tirelessly to find evidence to support those claims. You will hesitate when you should act, remain silent when you should speak, and retreat when you should advance. Your reality becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because your actions are merely the shadow cast by your internal beliefs. The shift from a victim mindset to a victor mindset begins with the radical realization that you can curate your thoughts. Successful people are not biologically superior, nor are they immune to the stinging whispers of self-doubt or fear. The difference lies in their refusal to let those thoughts take root. They view a challenge not as a sign of their inadequacy, but as a mental puzzle that requires a solution-oriented approach. By planting thoughts of purpose, discipline, and courage, they cultivate a mental landscape where resilience becomes the default setting. When you change the "I can't" to "how can I," you move from a closed state of limitation to an open state of possibility. And eventually, your physical world has no choice but to align with that new frequency. Ultimately, the quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of your thoughts. You cannot live an expansive, high-quality life while maintaining a narrow, low-quality mindset. Every victory ever won was first a belief in the heart of someone who refused to accept defeat as a permanent state. To change your trajectory, you must audit your internal dialogue with the same scrutiny a CEO audits a financial statement. Ask yourself, what have I been planting? If you don't like the harvest you are currently reaping, whether in your career, your health, or your relationships, you must go back to the seeds. Master your mind, and you will inevitably master your destiny, for the world outside is merely a mirror of the world within. Lesson 2. Guard your mental environment. We live in an age of unprecedented cognitive bombardment. Every hour, our minds are subject to a relentless stream of data, opinions, and imagery that act as a form of mental programming. Most people are remarkably protective of their physical property, locking their doors, password protecting their bank accounts, and insuring their cars. Yet they leave the gates of their minds wide open to any passing negativity. Your mental environment is the atmosphere in which your thoughts live and breathe. If that atmosphere is polluted with gossip, sensationalized fear, and the cynical projections of others, it becomes impossible for healthy, ambitious thoughts to survive. You cannot grow a garden in a toxic waste dump, and you cannot grow a legacy in a toxic environment. The people you spend time with are perhaps the most potent programmers of your identity. There is a psychological phenomenon known as emotional contagion, where we unconsciously mirror the moods, attitudes, and speech patterns of our closest associates. If your circle consists of people who tolerate mediocrity and thrive on complaining, you will eventually find yourself making excuses for your own lack of progress. On the other hand, being in the presence of those who are hungry for growth, who demand excellence of themselves, and who speak in terms of solutions rather than problems, will naturally elevate your own standards. Personal growth is often less about adding new traits and more about subtracting the environmental influences that keep you small. Protecting your focus and energy is not an act of arrogance. It is an act of survival for your soul. In a world that profits from your distraction, your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. When you allow yourself to be sucked into the vacuum of outrage culture or the comparison trap of social media, you are handing over your power to entities that do not have your best interests at heart. You must become a gatekeeper. This means being intentional about the content you consume, the books you read, and the conversations you allow to linger. It means learning to say no to social invitations that drain you, and yes to solitude that allows for deep reflection and wisdom to take hold. Think of your mind as a high-performance engine. You wouldn't put low-grade, contaminated fuel in a Ferrari and expect it to win a race. Yet many of us feed our minds the junk food of mindless entertainment, and then wonder why we lack the drive to pursue our dreams. Feeding your mind with discipline, ambition, and timeless wisdom creates a mental fortitude that can withstand any external storm. When you curate an environment that mirrors the person you wish to become, you make success an inevitability rather than a stroke of luck. Your identity is shaped by what you allow to enter your space. Choose to be a sanctuary of excellence rather than a warehouse for the world's noise. Lesson 3. Discipline your inner dialogue. The most pervasive and influential voice in your life is not that of your parents, your boss, or your spouse. It is the voice that speaks to you from within the silence of your own mind. We engage in thousands of micro-conversations with ourselves every single day, and these internal scripts form the foundation of our self-worth and capability. Most of us are far more critical of ourselves than we would ever be of a friend or even a stranger. We use harsh, definitive language like, "I always fail," or "I'm just not smart enough," effectively building a mental prison and locking the door from the inside. This inner dialogue is the steering mechanism of your subconscious mind, and if it is misaligned, no amount of external effort will get you to your destination. Disciplining your self-talk requires an almost clinical level of awareness. You must begin to listen to your thoughts as if you were an outside observer. When a mistake is made, does your inner voice immediately pivot to self-flagellation, or does it offer constructive correction? Criticism shuts down the creative centers of the brain, inducing a state of freeze, whereas correction provides a pathway for improvement. By replacing "I can't" with "I am currently learning how to," you shift your biological state from one of stress to one of growth. You are not lying to yourself. You are simply choosing a narrative that facilitates progress rather than paralysis. Your internal language creates the vibe or confidence you project to the outside world. People who speak to themselves with respect and encouragement carry themselves differently. They have a posture of readiness. This is because they have convinced their own nervous system that they are capable of handling whatever comes their way. When you replace fear-based language with preparation-based language, you transform anxiety into fuel. Instead of thinking, "I hope they like me," you think, "I have value to offer, and I am prepared to share it." This subtle shift in dialogue changes the chemistry of your body, lowering cortisol and increasing the neurochemicals associated with agency and power. The goal of disciplining your inner dialogue is to ensure that the voice you listen to most is a coach, not a critic. A coach pushes you to your limits because they believe in your potential. A critic belittles you because they fear your growth. You must consciously evict the inner saboteur that delights in pointing out your flaws and replace it with a voice of radical responsibility. This voice doesn't ignore your faults, but it focuses on your ability to transcend them. Remember, you are listening to yourself all day long. Make sure the person talking actually likes you and wants to see you win. Your external reality will never exceed the level of the conversation you are having with yourself. Lesson 4. Focus creates power. In the modern world, the greatest competitive advantage is not intelligence or talent, but the ability to focus. We live in an economy of distraction, where every app, notification, and advertisement is designed to fracture our attention. When your focus is scattered, your power is diluted. Think of a light bulb. It illuminates a room but cannot pierce through anything. Now think of a laser. It is the same light, but concentrated into a single pinpoint beam that can cut through steel. This is the difference between a person who is busy and a person who is effective. Focus is the lens that concentrates your mental energy into a force capable of breaking through the toughest obstacles. Energy flows where attention goes. If you spend your days obsessing over your problems, the injustices you faced, or the reasons why something won't work, you are effectively watering the weeds in your life. You will see obstacles everywhere because that is what you have trained your brain to look for. Conversely, if you focus on possibilities and solutions, your reticular activating system, RAS, the part of your brain that filters information, will start to flag opportunities that were previously invisible. You don't need more opportunities. You need the clarity to see the ones already in front of you. Success is often less about finding the right path and more about staying on it long enough for the path to lead somewhere. Most people fail because they suffer from shiny object syndrome. They start a project, encounter the inevitable dip where things get difficult, and then get distracted by a new, easier-looking idea. They chase too many rabbits and catch none. Mastering your thoughts means having the discipline to say no to good things so that you can say yes to great things. It means deciding what deserves your precious mental real estate and what is simply noise. When you have a clear, singular purpose, your mind stops wasting energy on doubt and starts calculating the most efficient route to your goal. Concentration is the secret of all great masters, athletes, and titans of industry. When your mind becomes truly focused, your actions take on a new quality of power. You move with a sense of inevitability. This level of focus requires a ruthless pruning of your life, eliminating unnecessary commitments, silencing the digital chatter, and being honest about what truly matters. It is a form of mental minimalism. By focusing your mind on a specific outcome, you align your conscious and subconscious efforts, creating a psychological momentum that is nearly impossible to stop. Extraordinary results are not the product of doing 1,000 things reasonably well. They are the result of doing one or two things with an intensity that borders on the obsessive. Focus is your power. Do not give it away cheaply. Lesson 5. Your future is created daily. We often fall into the trap of thinking that success is a singular event, a big break, or a momentous occasion that changes everything. But the truth is far more mundane and therefore far more powerful. Your future is being manufactured right now, in the micro decisions of this very day. Success is a lagging indicator of your daily habits. It is the compound interest of your thoughts, choices, and reactions. Every time you choose to think a constructive thought instead of a destructive one, you are laying a brick in the foundation of your future self. You don't just arrive at a destination one day. You walk there step by step, through the mundane hours of an average Tuesday. The trajectory of your life is determined by the systems you run on a daily basis. Your thoughts today shape your habits tomorrow, and your habits are the operating system of your identity. If you have the habit of procrastinating, it is because you have the habit of thinking that later is a better time than now. If you have the habit of fitness, it is because you have the habit of thinking of yourself as someone who values health over temporary comfort. You cannot change your destiny overnight, but you can change your direction, and direction is ultimately determined by the small, seemingly insignificant choices you make when no one is watching. The person you will be in 5 years is being forged in the furnace of today. Waiting for motivation is a loser's game. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are as fickle as the weather. If you only act when you feel like it, you will be inconsistent, and inconsistency is the enemy of greatness. Mastery of the mind means acting in spite of your feelings. It means doing the work because you decided it was the right thing to do, not because you feel particularly inspired. When you stop waiting for the perfect timing or for someone else to validate your dreams, you take back your power. You realize that you don't need permission to be great. You only need the discipline to show up and do the boring, repetitive tasks that eventually lead to spectacular results. The life you want is not some distant land you will one day discover. It is a structure you are currently building with the materials of your current thoughts and actions. If you want a different future, you must become a different person today. This starts with a total commitment to mental mastery. Every reaction you have to a setback, every choice to eat well or exercise, and every moment you spend learning instead of idling is a vote for the person you wish to become. Don't wait for a sign from the universe. Start now. Master your mind today, and the future will take care of itself. For the future is nothing more than a series of nows that you have prepared for with excellence. At the end of the day, your greatest asset is not your talent, it's not your education, it's not your background, it's not your connections. Your greatest asset is your mind. Because everything you will ever become begins there. Every goal, every dream, every breakthrough, every success story, it all starts with a thought. The world may try to influence your beliefs. Circumstances may challenge your confidence. People may doubt your potential. Failure may test your courage. But none of those things can permanently defeat a person who has learned to master their thoughts. When you control your thinking, you control your direction. When you control your direction, you control your decisions. And when you control your decisions, you control your destiny. Remember this, your life does not change when your circumstances change. Your life changes when you change, and you change the moment your thinking changes. So starting today, speak with intention, think with purpose, act with discipline, dream with courage, and most importantly, never underestimate the power of a focused mind, because the same mind that creates fear can create faith. The same mind that creates excuses can create action. The same mind that once doubted can become unstoppable. Master your thoughts, master your habits, master your choices, and eventually, you will master your results. If this message spoke to you, carry it with you, not just today, but every single day moving forward, because your future is waiting, and it begins in your mind.